Aloha, family. Um, Today, I've been thinking a lot about our thought processes and how those things create our reality. And I also have been thinking about the perception of light and dark and how that reflects our emotions. So, also, we are stationed in Aries moon, so we're getting that really strong signal, and the sun moved in Scorpio today. So I feel like I'm racing inside. It's really fiery energy, so I'm having to ground my energy, and so knowing that today, it can really feel speedy in the solar plexus, so it can create a sensation of having anxiety. So being mindful of the energy today assists us not to attach thoughts to that frequency. And so a book that I wanted to share with you that I just started reading is called You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. And it is phenomenal. It's about thought processes and how we're programmed by old patterns and how we can recreate the reality that we want. And so I'm going to read a little bit of it to you. And what it says is, each moment is a new beginning. You are never stuck. This is where the changes take place, right here and now in our own minds. It doesn't matter how long we've had a negative pattern or an illness or a poor relationship or lack of finances or self-hatred. We can begin to make a shift today. Your problem no longer needs to be the truth for you. It can now fade back to the nothingness from whence it came. You can do it. Remember, you are the only person who thinks in your mind. You are the power and authority in your world. Your thoughts and beliefs of the past have created this moment and all the moments up to this moment. What you are now choosing to believe and think and say will create the next moment and the next day and the next year and the next month. Yes, you, darling. I can give you the most marvelous advice coming from my years of experience, yet you can continue to choose to think the same old thoughts. You can refuse to change and keep all your problems. You are the power in the world. You get to have whatever you choose to think. The moment begins the new process. Each moment is a new beginning, and this moment is a new beginning for you right here and right now. Isn't that great to know? This moment is the point of power. This moment is where the change begins. And so, as you can see, I just read like a tiny little bit out of this book that I just picked up, and it's so powerful. It dives into thought processes and how the way that we think, like if we were told that we weren't good enough or we weren't lovable or shown love as a child, that we have that subconscious mind programming that's still there. And so we just have to recognize our patterns of behavior, which is caused by our thought processes, to recreate the reality that we want. And so that's why it's so awesome to learn about word magic, thought magic, because that taps into the esoteric side of our energetic source. And so it's really cool. One of the examples that Louise Hay used in this book, You Can Heal Your Life, is she used an analogy of being in a restaurant and a server walks by with a tray. And on the tray where it's supposed to be food, there are thoughts. And when the waiter stops by your table, you're not going to pick the bad thoughts to feed yourself with. You're going to pick the good thoughts. So I thought that was a really cool visual to think about it in that aspect, that we get to pick and choose how we feed our soul. So it's really awesome. We are co-creators in this experience, and it all begins right here in our thoughts. And so getting into our thought processes and the way that we perceive light and darkness, a separation, it's just 1 degree of a frequency to another, just like hot and cold. They can't exist, it's just different degrees of the same source. And so when we recognize that all is divine choice, therefore the karmic reaction is, the byproduct of that, we get to see that we don't have to hold on to such an energetic attachment to things, and that we can create our own reality. And so perceiving something as good or bad is really putting things into a box, because it's about making choices that feel good. And so, like, a lot of times I hear and see a lot of people talking about how divine the synchronicities and how divine all of the magic is and all of that in their lives. But when it comes to the bad parts or the tragic parts of life, then it's not divine anymore, and it becomes this other thing. And so when we recognize that all is divine, we can look at everything in us in the same mindfulness thought processes, to not be reactionary and to actually look at things to shift it. Because whatever attention we put on things, if we think something is bad, if we think something is good or whatever, that creates a reality. So that's the way I look at reality anyway. So I think it's really cool just to see that it's all energy, and we get to pick and choose our own paths and the alignment with others, and we're all working together in this spectrum, whether we believe that or not. So it's really cool. And so what I want to do is open up a channel to do an activation for the third eye and throat chakras. Today, the channel has been open and really awesome. I've been doing a lot of portal work and doing a lot of the prayer symbol and the mudra and things like that. And so I feel as though, I was shown to do this today. So anyway, just like with any other activation, it is going to not only shift energy on a molecular level in the vessel, but it also activates the mind to pull up anything that we need to get rid of. So it's also on a conscious level. And if you're open to receive, all you have to do is say within your channel that you're open to receive the activation. Okay. Opening a portal above the crown. A little heart chakra in the mix. Solar plexus. Sometimes when I initiate a specific area, shocktivation, I leave it open to allow the channel to come through to balance any other energy that needs to be worked on. And so it looks like we got crown and heart and solar plexus going on as well. crown. Saging is this signal, like sending magic, cleansing energy. If you send the energy in your mind to the places where I'm working on, you will amplify the signal. A lot of you say you feel it as we're channeling together, which is amazing. Energy work, quantum physics around the globe. The globe. Mind to mind. Heart chakra. It's a heart chakra. The channel's happy. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. The activation is complete. That was really beautiful. Thank you for sharing with me. The energy work that we do with others, we receive in return. So it's really mindful to be responsible in our energetic flow and be mindful of the energy that we're sending out and our influence and what we're getting back. And it's just this beautiful exchange of energy. And so when we do energy work with ourselves and with other people, my intuitive guides say that it takes about 3 days to integrate the energy, and then within 7 days, a lot of it will become clearer, maybe more alignment and synchronicities and confirmations and manifestations, because this type of energy work that I do, the chakra energy clearance, it amplifies the signal. And so when you are open to receive, we are exchanging that amplification together. And so it's this beautiful thing as we are here as activators to move in the new energies, as we have been doing for several years now. And so it's a pleasure being here and serving with you guys in the mission. And if you feel the pull, please share the video and share this love and activation. I appreciate you all so much, and I love you to the moon.